Hi everyone, welcome once again to the Express channel, and my name is Stella, and we're going to be talking about different ways in which professionals travel to several countries. Actually, that's what we're all about, talking about ways and routes in which professionals use to travel to countries like, let's say, the US, Canada, the UK. And today we are focusing on nurses. Now, one thing you should know is that the process is not just a one day thing, it takes like months. So it's gonna be in series because we just don't want to put everything together and people don't understand what to do and how to go through the process. Now, if you're new to this channel, I will advise you click the subscribe button so that you can get updates whenever we upload any videos, and you will be properly guided. Welcome once more again. So I have a couple of agendas here in which we're going to follow through so we won't make any mistake and we will get it right. So first, we're going to be talking on when should you begin the relocation process, why should you do this process, and who can go through it, how long it takes, and what are the requirements. So today these are all we're going to be talking about, and then in the next video we'll talk about the step by step, and I'll also probably show you different ways and the online, and also drop the links in which one can go through for them to be able to be properly guided. So today, let's get started. Are you ready? So what I want you to do now is to get your pen and paper and jot down some things. You know, people have been asking, they said, oh, I don't know how to do this, oh, I need someone to show me, I don't know what to do. Now here is the answer. So let's get started together. We are here for you and to give you answers to all those questions that you feel that no one is giving you an answer to. Okay? And don't forget, if you think that we are being helpful to you, also share it to your colleagues, because you are there saying you don't know. Also, there's someone back home there that is saying they don't know the process and they really want to grow professional wise, they really want to know how to go through it, they really want to explore other part of the world to grow and develop themselves. So let's also help them by sharing the video to them. Thank you so much. So the first is, when should you begin the relocation process? One thing you should know is that before you can say you want to travel out of your current country or probably your birth country which you are in, you need to, at least as a nurse, you need to at least be a nurse first, because you are telling them that you are a nurse and you want to come and work in their country as a nurse. So when should you begin the process? The process begins the moment you have completed your nursing degree and have gotten a nursing certificate or a nursing license. That is when the process begins. Okay, so you need to have at least been a nurse in your country. Some people will say you need to have some experience, but most of the time, or sometimes, let's not say most of the time, because while you studying as a nurse, you will be having clinical practice, clinical experience that can also serve as a clinical experience for you. Okay, you just need to put your head into the game, study while you're in school, graduate, and while you are still waiting for everything to go through, ensure that at least you're working and practicing in a clinical setting, so at least you know that you are rendering quality care to a patient and you'll be able to render quality care when you leave your current country. So when should you start? You should start when you are, you know, you've gotten your certificate and you've gotten your license as a nurse. You can begin this process. Okay, so you shouldn't, it's not a must you have to wait till you've gotten like 5 years experience, 3 years experience. No, that is not a basic requirement. So why should you do it? Well, all I want to say is it depends on you, you know. It's personal preference. I know people like to stay in their own countries. Some people want to explore other, just to see how other areas are, and they probably come back to their home country to implement things that they have learned. Some people just want to change an environment for probably they feel there's greater job opportunity out there. So you just ask yourself, do you think it's beneficial to you? If you think it is, then go for it, but if not, then you can share the video to someone that wants to do this, and then they will also benefit from it. At least you are blessing a life. And what did they say? When you bless a life, you are also blessed. Okay, now how long does this process take? Well, I don't want to say a specific a month or how or year, because some people will say, oh, you said this month, you said that month. It depends on you, and it varies with countries, because in some country there might be like an increase in the application to their school, and then they are trying to come and meet up, and there's this backlog in response, while in some other countries it's not something that's really popular, and then they can easily get a swift response. Also, it depends on your financial capability. How financially capable are you to do the process? Some people might not even have money for the English requirement and are still trying to gather for basic needs. So it's just, you need to just be prepared in knowing this process, and we will talk about this more in the step-by-step process. And when you understand the step-by-step process, then you will know what and how much you need to gather, or how much you need to start. But one thing you must know is that you can't get all the money at once. So if this is really what you want to do, just start. Okay, thank you. And next is the requirements. First, you need an international passport. As an individual that wants to explore the outside borders of probably their birth country or the country they are in right now, you need an international passport. You go nowhere without it. So if you don't have one now, you need to start the application. Some might take up to 2 to 3 months, some might take more than that, but at least you need to start the process. The first step is to get an international passport, and some will say the international passport might last like 5 years, 10 years. It doesn't matter, just get one, a valid international passport that is within date, and that is to this serves as a proof of identity, and this is what you are going to use wherever you are out of your home. Okay, now next you're going to need is a license. Please and please, I would like to advise to have a valid license that is within dates. You know, some people call me and say, oh Stella, I don't have my license is going to expire. If your license expires, it means you are not a valid nurse. That is one thing you should know. If your license has expired and you are practicing, it means you are not a valid nurse. So if your license is due expiring in the next 1 month, in the next 2 months, my advice is that you start your renewal process so there won't be any delay. I've heard a couple of people that have delay due to the fact that there is an expiry or their license is going to expire during the process. I advise you to try and avoid this as much as possible. Also, you are applying to an international body. An international body will want to know you are authentic. If you are not authentic, then they will probably see you as a fraud or someone that is not serious, and we don't want that. So try to ensure that you have a valid license. Okay, next is your nursing certificate. So you need a certificate to show that some use a notification letter depending on which country you come from. Some use a nursing certificate. A nursing certificate is like another supporting document that says, okay, this person has graduated as a nurse and is valid to work as a nurse in the country. It also shows, okay, this was the date of their registration, this was the date of their examination. All those questions are going to be asked are going to be asked during your application process. And also you also need like your RN number. So this RN number is also on your nursing certificate and your nursing license. So if you don't have that, then there's no way you can move anywhere with the application. So you need a nursing certificate or a nursing notification letter and a valid license for you to continue with this process. Okay, and last but not the least, you need a English requirement. Now, this is a topic we're going to talk extensively on. It's going to be another video, but what I want to let you know, an English requirement, especially from a country that is not an English speaking country or is not known as an English speaking country, even if you are taught in English. Some people will ask this question, oh, but I was taught in English. it doesn't matter. So far you are not recognized as an English speaking country, you need an IELTS or OET. Depending on your financial capability, some people will say go for OET, it's cheaper, sorry, not cheaper, it's easier to pass, but it's quite expensive. OET is like 587 Australian dollars. Why some people will say, oh, go, I think that varies depending on your country as well too. But one thing we know for sure is OET is more expensive than IELTS. Some people say, oh, IELTS is quite easy to pass, or it's quite hard to pass. Just try and see which one is best for you. Or if you have colleagues, why don't you just work with your colleagues? Because the more you have people coming together that have a common goal, the faster you grow. And to be fair, when you leave the country, you need a community around you. So if you have friends that you're working together to leave the country, and then when you come to a new country, while you're still trying to adjust, you still have people you can talk to, people you can communicate to. You won't come into depression. Like some people say, oh, I'm being depressed, but while you were doing the process, you were hiding it back home because you felt that you don't want people to know, they're going to wish you bad. Nobody wishes anyone bad. Everyone is focusing on themselves and how they can grow. So if you have a team that you can work with, this is very good and this is really advisable. So if you have people that have gone through the IELTS before, just ask them. Or if you want to go for a tutor lecture, you can go for it. But you need an IELTS and a OET. If you are from countries like Jamaica, that is already known as an English speaking country, all you need is for you to do like a NAWIC proof of English. It's now called ENIC at the ENIC website. All you need to do is to have your transcript and then submit your documents to them, and then they will just verify that you are being taught in English, and then you are good to go. But any other country like India, especially some developing country like the Philippines, India, Nigeria, Ghana, Zimbabwe, all these countries, you all need to have an English speaking requirement, which is IELTS and OET. I heard that it's been reviewed now by the NMC, but for now, why they haven't brought an official statement on another alternative, this is what we have to do. Thank you very much, and in the next video we're going to be talking about the step-by-step process. After you've gathered all these documents, we'll talk about the step-by-step process you need to do and what you have to take, and all the steps you have to take in order to become a nurse, and how to achieve your purpose in this journey. Thank you, and see you again next time. Bye.